peppers. Let me do this here. Excuse me for a minute, folks. What has happened is I have, excuse me, oh, I'm soaked. I have 2 big cookie sheets of the chopped peppers. Then I have my big round pizza pan of chopped peppers, and I have my cake pan of chopped peppers. They're not frozen. They're partially frozen. And the reason for that is, is when we got home from the farmer's market on Friday, everybody come on in. When I say so, I'll tell everybody to say hello, and then I'll say hi to everybody. So I put 3, I don't know how big, the biggest baskets, the long ones you can buy with a handle on them, okay? I put those baskets of tomatoes feel like they're like 15 pounds each, right? They're heavier than a bag of potatoes, and I'll prove it. I'll test the theory out later. But I put those in the freezer, just right in the baskets, right? Now remember my vent was covered on my freezer? Well, we've been really careful, okay? So it's not that. But I put 3 like 15-pound baskets of tomatoes from the farmer's market right in my deep freeze. And then last night with you guys, I chopped up all those peppers. I chopped up all those peppers and I put them in the freezer. And my freezer's like, are you kidding me? You want this to be done today? So my peppers are partially frozen. They're going to have to wait for bagging until tomorrow. So I got my kitchen tidied. I got my dishwasher unloaded and loaded and running. And then I sat down and I was going to bag peppers with y'all. And Briar went out to the freezer for me and brought me in the smallest pan. He said, Mom, they're not frozen. I said, well, that's because it's the last one. Well, then he brought in the second last one, and they're not frozen. So I said, okay, forget it. We're just going to give the freezer its time to do its business. So after I was going to bag the peppers with you guys, I was going to go out and pick beans with Howie. So I got my dishwasher unloaded and loaded. I got my floor swept. I got my, area cleared. I got my laptop set up, all that shit. Only to find out I wasn't bagging peppers. So this is it. We're not bagging peppers, and I will change. Let's just edit the title on here from bagging peppers to live. There we go. And that'll change, anybody else coming in is going to figure it out, right? Anybody else coming in? Okay, so let's pop out the chat. So, I got all sweaty and huffy and puffy, and I was ready to bag the peppers. I couldn't bag the peppers. So I went to put some tomatoes in the freezer on top of the peppers. That's just a handful of tomatoes from my garden because I'm getting some now. And I saw Howie with a big plastic bowl. I need that bowl back. My big plastic dishpan. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to pick beans. And I went, I got to do a live. I'm really sorry. And he goes, it's all right. Howie's out there picking beans. I should be out there with him. He whippersnipped the garden, and now he's picking beans. Hey, Joe Mama. Well, if he picks enough beans, I may be canning beans today, right? You have chili pressure canning as it's been nonstop since Friday. I bet. Okay, we got 55 people here. Everybody, if you feel comfortable, please say hi right now in the chat. You have about 30 seconds before I pop out the participants list. You have to say hi to be on the participants list. It's just something I pop out with a list of names that says all the people who have spoken in chat in the last couple of minutes. So if everybody says hi, you're on the list, I get to say hi back, right? Hey, 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 look at all the hellos. I'm not gonna do, everybody's saying hi. And when people stop saying hi is when I'm gonna pop out the participants list. Oh, look at, I love the name, Pink Marshmallow. I love it. Danny Love, my Danny Love, I need your love, I need your love. Sorry, I can't help it. Whenever Danny Love comes in, I have to say that. Mary Jane Jordan. Were you also Mary Jane West? Because there's a few Mary Janes. All right, people are still, okay, everybody finished saying hi? All right, let's pop out the participants list and say hello to Alex and April. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Hang on a second. Just for fun. Just to show people how old I am. And I see Alex and April, Carol and Danny Love and Edie, hi darling, Francie Goins, Frida, Jackie, Joe Mama, Julia Phelps, Candy, Lena K, Lena B, Linda Bopp, hello darling, Lisa Allen, Margaret, Tweet, is it Tweet or is it I'm not sure. Mary Jane, Michelle J, Pam Robinson, Pink Marshmallow, Renita Madrid, hi darling, Roseanne, Rosie Slade, Sherry Russell, Terry Jackson, the Old Farmer's Wife, and Tina Elliott. Now, does anybody remember where that came from? Oh right, live chat. Joe Mama, I did. I'm sorry, Joe Mama. Romper Room, exactly. You know, I never really watched Romper Room, but I do remember it. You know why I stopped watching Romper Room? Because she never called my name, and I told Mom. I said, she never says my name. Mom says, well, you have to send your name in. Like, you have to mail in your name so they know you're there. I said, you mean they don't know I'm there? Basically, you know, figure a 4-year-old talking. And she goes, no. So I stopped watching Romper Room. Francie Goins, Julie Phelps, the Old Farmer's Wife. Anybody else I missed? Britt Wannabe. Drinking my Yorkshire tea in my tea stick. So, I miss Captain Kangaroo. Oh, I miss Captain. Do you know that Howie's worked on... Does anybody remember The Friendly Giant? Romper, Bomper, Stomper, Boo. Tell me. I'm drinking Kool-Aid. Good for you. I never knew that. No wonder they didn't see me. Exactly. Right? Exactly. So, yeah, I was supposed to be bagging peppers with you guys. Hey, Nina, how are you, darling? And so I'm just sitting here with my big box fan in the hallway, blowing cool air in. And I'm going to go out in a second and help Howie pick beans. I'm sorry, this is not going to be a fast live. I may be canning beans today. And you may get a live of me snapping beans. It depends on how many beans and cukes I get when I go out. So, that's what she used to say on Romper Room. My grandparents lived beside her. Really? Romper, Bomper, Stomper, Boo. Tell me who. Hi, Wendy. You're shelling beans right now? Well, listen. You're shelling beans, so they're like shucky beans, right? Like the broad beans. I don't like broad beans. Like, I like my beans in their skin. Major coleslaw. Isn't it good? Julie, isn't that coleslaw good? Howie has now said, I said, oh, I'm going to take, the little jars. I don't know if I have one in here. My little quarter pint jars that I've canned chicken in for Howie's lunches. I said, oh, I can't wait to send one of them little jars in your lunch with coleslaw in it. And he goes, what little jars? I said, them little quarter pint jars. He said, them little tiny jars you make the jam in. I said, yeah. And he goes, that's not going to be enough. I went, Howie, in the restaurant, they just give you a little thing. And he goes, yeah, I know it. It's ridiculous. So I said, what you're telling me is because when we had supper and we ate an entire pint of coleslaw. We just strained the syrup off. And mixed in a little mayo. And that was dinner. He said, you better start making it in quarts. So I have to get some more cabbages. But you know what? I don't know if I told you this. I went to Maxi yesterday, and that's where I got those cabbages on for 50 cents a pound. And I had to pick through them because there were split and damaged cabbages. So I went there on Friday, and the same cabbages that had been picked over were still there. The broken ones, the split ones, the nasty looking ones. There was nothing rotting. They were just broken, split, and not very pretty. They wanted 99 cents a pound. I had a good mind to fill my cart and take it up to the cashier and say, you know what? I paid 50 cents a pound for these cabbages last week. And these are the ones that are left and picked over, and you've doubled the price. I want a discount. I want these at 50 cents a pound. I should have, a lot of times it's like the book A Tree Grows in Brooklyn that I've read on my reading channel. When her mother said, she said, how can I afford to look after this and a new, with a new baby now and blah, blah, blah. And she said, when you go to the green grocer and you look over all the carrots and they have bunches for 2 cents. She said, look around for one that's not so fresh, maybe a little limp. The leaves are limp, not so fresh. And say firmly, I will give you 1 cent for this bunch because it is not so fresh. If you speak firmly, with confidence, it shall be yours. So but since the pandemic and supply chain interruptions, grocers think that they can charge whatever they want for garbage. I mean, look at the peppers. My bucket for the compost, my little blue bucket, was full to the top. And that wasn't just the pepper hearts. That was bad peppers and hunks of bad pepper I had to cut off. I should have done that, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next time. Candy, have the doctors check him for pseudotumor cerebri. What is that? What's going on, Candy? My son is in the hospital. First migraines, and then he started having seizures. Candy, can I ask a personal question? Was your son jabbed? Just out of curiosity. People seem to think I'm going to blame everything on that, but I'm not. I'm just curious because there's been a huge spike in things like anxiety, depression, medical anxiety, agoraphobia, all of those things. And so, I think it's affecting a lot more than they're saying. And because it's happening over a period of time. Hey, Kim! Knowing the first that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. You know what, Tommy? We're not gonna get into religion right now, but you must be new if you think that you can. I'm not angry, but you must be new if you think that statement isn't going to cause some, because everybody who's here on a regular basis knows how I feel about the Bible and religion. The Bible's a good book to be learned from if you can decipher the truth from the man-manipulated fallacies. And there are some. Why? Because the Bible may be inspired by God, may come right from God's word to the person who wrote it. But the moment they put that pen to paper to interpret it, it's fallible because they're a person and only God is perfect. So the Bible's fallible. Okay, Candy, I'm going to tell you that there has been not just a spike in all of those other things. There's been a spike in heart attacks, strokes, myocarditis, pulmonary embolisms, all of these things, and neurological disorders, all of these things. And nobody's saying what all the unjabbed people are saying is there's been a 40% hike in diseases like heart disease, lung disease, cancer, strokes, ALS, anything like that. There's been a spike in diseases all across the world, 40 to 50% rise since they rolled out that. So I am being careful, Linda. Right? The problem is, Candy, honey. Yes, Joe Mama, blood diseases. Now, hi, thank you, Darlene. Now, what they're not telling people, we should really take this over to Rumble. We should take this over to Rumble. But there had because I've already lost another live due to medical misinformation, so I'm not saying another word. But there are certain things that we get from meat and eggs and cheese. Starts with PR. They don't leave your body. They replicate. So over time, things can happen and nobody's going to directly attribute it to that. I'm going to go help Howie pick beans, and let me know in the comments below if you want to do, Linda's going to put up my Rumble Let's Talk channel. And if you are not subscribed, okay, go over to Rumble, make an account just like you do with YouTube so you can comment, and then subscribe to my Let's Talk channel. Okay? I don't mean to I don't want to frighten you, Candy. I just, okay. So, like I said, Linda's going to put up my Rumble channel, Let's Talk. And you need to go over to Rumble. You need to make an account. And then you need to subscribe to my channels. I have several. I'm removing older videos from our Half Acre Homestead. I'm re-editing them and moving them over to Rumble. I've got to I'm reading stuff over there, but I haven't done most of it yet. And I have a Cooking with Cannabis channel. Also, Let's Talk. So please go over there, click on my icon, and subscribe to all my channels after you've made an account. Then when we go live, before I go live, I put up, it's a 4 Jars commercial. I just put it up there, right? As a placeholder while you can pause it while you wait for the live stream to start. But if you see a subscribe button in that chat that has a $sign beside it, don't do that. That's not how you subscribe. It doesn't cost to subscribe to my channels. Okay? All right. I will see you guys. Let me know. That's fine, honey. That's fine. Let me look. Yes. That's it. That's it. That's it, Linda. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. All right. So let me know in the comments after this video closes if you want me to do a live Rumble, and we will talk about all the things they don't want us to talk about. And remember, bring your questions and bring your speculations, and we will have a discussion. Take care. God bless. I got to go pick beans. The Rumble will be tonight because if I'm picking beans, I'm also snapping beans. And I may do that live too. We'll talk to you later. I love you guys. Gotta go.